What's up guys, DPX here, welcome to another review. Today I'm reviewing Season 3, Part 1 of Chucky. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell, leave a comment, or I'll murder you. And yes, you read the title and you heard me. This is Season 3, Part 1. They shot a good chunk of the season, but they couldn't finish it because of the strikes that were going on. And so they are releasing these first 4 episodes, and then sometime in 2024, when all the strikes get resolved, they're gonna finish up the next 4 episodes. So this is like a mid-season, you know what I mean? And I normally don't review like half of a season of a show. I wait for the whole thing to be finished. But like, who knows when we're getting the second half of the season? Who knows when the writer or the actor strike is getting resolved? You know, there have been rumors that if they can't get anything negotiated and working like by this weekend, they're still gonna be on strike until January. So who the fuck knows? So here's how I feel about Chucky. I've reviewed all the seasons of this show. And I've like been watching them like on time and all that, but weirdly enough, I never really like had much of an attachment to the Chucky movies or the Child's Play movies. In fact, my first real foray, like I think I watched one of the older Child's Play movies first, but my first like actual foray into the Chucky universe might have been the first season of the show. Then I got caught up on some of the other movies. And I will say, first season of the show was a pleasant surprise. I actually thought it looked really bad, but I watched it almost like ironically, and I'm like, wait, that was actually pretty good. Like unironically pretty good. And then I really liked it. It did kind of like go a bit bad in the ending. There's like some bad writing and some story things that weren't paid off satisfyingly at all. Like the worst way you could have like wrapped something up, they wrapped it up that way. And season 2 had some good ideas, had some great moments, had certain really good episodes, but I just thought they leaned a little too much into the goofiness and silliness. And similar issue with the finale, it just it fell flat on its face. Now reviewing this is going to be a bit difficult because it's half a season. It's going to feel unsatisfying. You know, this wasn't even intended to be the mid-season finale. It was just intended to be episode 4 out of 8 of a season, but because of the strikes, it's the mid-season finale. So it's not their fault that this mid-season was left off on a bit of an anticlimactic or unsatisfying note, but I will say, it's not a bad mid-season finale, but we'll get to that. I will say, I do like this. I like the season already better than season 2. It still has some issues with, like, just not knowing how to pay off certain storylines, or just killing characters off when they have just been established to be, like, really important, you know? I might get into some spoilers about that, but I think, like, for one, the gore, like, this is probably the goriest season yet, and it's very well done, like, and some of the effects, like, they're using effects, but they look really good, or bad, depending on, like, you know, ew, that, you know, you're grossed out. Why did I feel the need to say that? And you know what, I'm gonna get into spoilers here. They introduce a plot line about how Chucky, you know, he's in the White House now. That was all over the marketing, so yeah. But it's like, you start watching and you're like, how is Chucky in the White House? And why is he in the White House? And then you find out Chucky's growing old. Like, he's getting old. He finds out, oh, so in order to not die of just aging, I need to go into the White House, or he calls it an evil place, and I don't know if that's supposed to be some sort of political commentary on the White House, on America, but either way, he goes to the White House, and he has a number of people he wants to kill. Like, he has a checklist, I guess, like a number of people he needs to kill in the White House. So that's why he's there. And I think that's very interesting, you know. I don't think you really had many storylines of Chucky, you know, like a reason why he's killing people. And when they do that, it feels a bit like neutering him, but this time it's like, what can I do to not die? You know, who do I need to kill in order to not die? And I just thought that was interesting. With the White House stuff, I think I might have been more invested in that than I was with the 3 kids, which I'll get into in a bit. Specifically, like, when they introduced the investigator, and, like, he picks up on the fact, like, first you got one of the security guards, Chucky shot him, but, like, it's believed that, because he was lying down with the gun in his hand, it was believed that he shot himself. And then, like, the secretary or whoever that was gets killed. It's like, the investigator is like, okay, there's a killer in here. And, you know, and he seems very smart. If it seems like it's gonna build towards like a head-to-head between him and Chucky, which I'm interested to see. And also the story about like the president's kids. You know how you know they have a brother that tragically died. They never really said how he died, but you know he died. But then the Chucky doll comes along and he says that his name is Joseph, which is the name of the dead brother. And the youngest kid, Henry, believes that this is like the reincarnation of his brother Joseph, which, you know, is very interesting and is really just honestly a little unnerving to see like this cute little kid kind of just takes such a liking to this doll who isn't like, you know, if you watch the show, you'd probably pick up on the fact that Chucky's probably not going to do anything to this kid, but you know that Chucky, like, he's Chucky. And then as for the kids, you know, Jake, Devin, and Lexi, once again, I think the one with the most interesting storyline is Lexi, you know, and she has had quite an interesting arc. You know, in season 1, I was like, this bitch needs to die, like, yesterday. But now, like, in season 2, I thought, like, with her drug problems, I thought that was very interesting. And now here, like, after her sister got kidnapped, which I thought was really fucking stupid in season 2, but after that happened, and she's bonding with the older president's son, because they're both, like, you know, grieving either the death or the kidnapping of a sibling. I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting way to get the two connected and to get the kids over to the White House. I will say though, Jake and Devin, you know, the actors are great and all, but I feel like the show kind of ran out of stuff for them to do that isn't like we're gonna kill Chucky. Like, that's their main goal, but like other than that, it's like the main thing between these two characters is that they're gay, you know, and we've established that for the past 2 seasons. You know, I thought their chemistry was really great in the first season, specifically when they were like shy. They have good chemistry, actually. You know, but yeah, they have good chemistry, but like I feel like the only thing they've been doing with these two characters is that they're gay. It's like, we get it, you know, they have good chemistry. And we've established this already. They're in a relationship. They're not shy anymore. We can kind of move on from this. They can kind of just be gay, you know, be boyfriends, while also trying to hunt Chucky and maybe have something else going on between the two of them, you know. As for other stuff I didn't really like so much, episode 3. You know, I said that this definitely leans more towards the serious and dark and gory. But episode 3, it's so weird that they do this sometimes. Episode 3 was like an epilogue for season 2. But season 2's finale did not feel like the finale for what was going on for the rest of the season. It kind of felt separate from the rest of the season. So episode 3 of this season felt like a continuation of the finale of last season, which felt like a continuation of the first episode of that season, not the rest of the episodes, which felt like a continuation of season 1. What the fuck did I just say? But, like, Chucky going to the doctor, and I thought it was gonna be like a witch doctor, you know, because Chucky's into this voodoo shit. No, he goes to an actual doctor, and a shady doctor, you know. There's a bunch of, like, weird, like, shady-looking people there. The doctor just does not, like, he knows about Charles Lee Ray's reputation, but, and I like, one thing that was not on my bingo card for 2023 was seeing Chucky get a fucking hernia exam, you know, like seeing his balls get grabbed, you know. That was not on my bingo card, and again, that's just the goofy shit that, like, you know, Chucky inherently is a bit goofy, you know. I feel like you can't, like, obviously, they've done the seriousness, you know, very well. And when it takes itself seriously, they've done it well. And plus, Chucky's a killer doll. Like, you gotta have some fun with that idea. I get that. But a fucking hernia exam, and last, like, the Jennifer Tilly stuff, I'm so over that, you know what I mean? I thought, like, the way she was included in this show originally was good, but I feel like it's just, like, I got nothing to say about her, and this is, like, this is where it becomes a fucking cartoon, you know what I mean? Like, Chucky got a hernia exam, which definitely just did not feel like Chucky at all. But at least, like, the rest of the stuff going on with him felt like Chucky. With Jennifer Tilly, it just feels like a cartoon. I'm watching a cartoon, you know? Especially when Evelyn Elliott makes a guest appearance as a character that I honestly forgot, like, what her name was. And, like, you know, the way, like, I kind of thought the way they introduced her and, you know, kind of being friends with Jennifer Tilly was interesting, and then the way she kind of turned against her, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was an interesting way to do that. But then the way that Jennifer Tilly, or Tiffany, whatever the fuck, the way that she kills Evelyn, I laughed. Was I supposed to laugh at that? But overall, you know, I was very disappointed with Season 2. We're only halfway through Season 4, and I will say that this is better, but at the same time, it is a little, you know, it feels a little anticlimactic, but I can't hold that against them, because it's the writer's strike. You could, or the actor's strike, fuck, but, like, I guess you could hold that against them still, but, like, for different reasons. So, overall, it's gonna be this is hard to give a score out of 10. When I don't know how to give something a score out of 10, I let you know if I give it my stamp of approval. And I give Chucky Season 3 Part 1 the DPX stamp of approval. So that's my review for Chucky Season 3 Part 1. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the show, not like the show? Have you guys seen the show, not seen the show? And if you haven't seen the show, do you guys want to, not want to? Anything about the show, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to like this video, come subscribe, or I will murder you. Bye!